Hot Screen. Daisy Ridley dives into the incredible true story of the first female to successfully swim the English Channel in Young Woman in the Sea from producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
How far is it across?
It's 21 miles across.
Currents changing every few hours. Freezing water. The hardest test in all of sport.
You think I could do it? Do you think I can?
It was Jeff Nathanson, who was one of the writers on Pirates of the Caribbean, and he was trying to find something for his daughters to see, and he couldn't find anything. So he went to a used bookstore, found this book, Young Woman in the Sea, about this girl, Trudy Ederle, who got totally lost in time, created extraordinary things. He brought it to us. We loved it. We said, we got to get this made. He wrote a great screenplay.
Like many people, I didn't know the story, so I read the script cold. And so for me, it came alive as I was reading it, and I was just thinking that, well, first of all, how is it possible to tell this story? But then I think it's so important to know your history.
When we were coming to it, I thought, this is actually weirdly difficult because Trudy is a character that knows what she wants and does it. And I thought it's interesting trying to think about that because so much of what we see, and honestly in the film, are the difficulties of overcoming. But actually on the page, I thought, well, she did the amazing thing.
I've decided to swim the English Channel.
What do you mean?
I'm going to swim the English Channel.
No, I'm saying...
I wasn't asking. Please pass the bread.
And then as we got into it, obviously moment by moment, you see those difficulties come out in different ways.
A woman, she won't get past the 7th mile.
I believe she'll die in that water.
You know, most men believe that we're too weak to compete.
And what if I make it? Then they got a serious problem.
When someone has that singular dream like that, it often takes a community of people that really support that dream to make it possible. It was also just so nice to be able to play a really loving relationship between two sisters and two women that were trying to work out how to become adults in the world and really pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves that they could be.
It was a family unit. It's a love story between these two sisters and the challenges they have about the mores and what people felt about women in those days. They're supposed to be in the kitchen, not in the ocean.
It sort of becomes a shared dream in the end. It means something so much more than just achieving the physical feat. It's like achieving an idea of what's possible for women.
I can't imagine if something happens to you.
They're rooting against you, Trudy. They want the water to win.
I came all this way. Might as well see England.
I could not swim 10 meters in my first session. I got up and was having a mild panic attack and thought, what have I done? And then worked really hard for 3 months before we started shooting.
You can see her physicality in Star Wars, that she's a real strong individual. She's got very broad shoulders. And she wanted to make the movie.
I told her, I said, listen, I really want to do this as much as possible in the real ocean, you know, just so you know, prepare. And she's, yeah, let's do that. But in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, like, she's gonna not do that. But then she started training for months and months, learning open water swimming, and she was in the water all day until her lips turned blue.
There's no going back.
Come on, girl. Kick your feet!
I felt pretty lonely in that water, but then looking up and seeing a bank of people who were very supportive was great.
It was sometimes terrifying to be on that boat just watching her in the middle of the ocean. And the takes would sort of go on for quite some time, and it was an extraordinary feat.
I need you to promise me something. Don't let anyone take me out of the water, no matter what.
I really wanted the joy of her swimming to come through. And there were conversations about socially what it meant and what it means for women in sport, but I wanted her to be someone who was driven by her own love of her sport and the joy between the two sisters and this family that support each other, but really coming in and wanting that joy to come through and the hopefulness that I felt at the end of the script.
For me, I wanted to find a story for my two teenage daughters that I have, and something that could inspire them, and you know, because they inspire me, and so for me it ticked off so many boxes.
We just wanted to feel something. We wanted to walk out of there feeling feeling an emotion. It's an emotional movie, and it's a great ride. It's a terrific film. It's the highest testing movie I've ever made. It's really a love story between these two sisters and the triumph of the will. And she's the forefront of all great female athletes of today.
Trudy, you don't have to do this.
I don't know. Seems like a nice day for a swim.
To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it.